Hey, what's up, everybody? We're back with another edition of 95X Cares, your community animal rescue effort brought to you by the Law Office of William Mattar, Invisible Fence, and the Roofing Guys. I'm Dixon, joined as always by Jenny. How are you?
I am doing well. How are you?
I'm good. We'll get into some Thanksgiving tips later, but I want to jump right in because it is a rare occasion.
Uh-huh.
A, when you bring cats, but B, when you bring a bunch of cats. How many cats do we have this week?
I believe there's eight. Yeah, there's four or no, is there nine? There might be nine. So there's a bunch of them, but I was really excited when I saw this group, and they are beautiful. And as many people know, I am not particularly a cat person, but I saw this group of cats and I was like, oh, this kind of makes me want to become a cat owner. So I figured I would feature them and hopefully we can find them homes before I do something crazy.
I love it because A, it's my little hometown rescue, Forever Friends in Pennelville, which is literally 3 miles from me. And they are all Maine Coon mixes, which are both cats that we have are Maine Coon mixes. So it really hits close to home. And almost every single one of these cats looks like a cat that I would hang out with. There is one that scares me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. Uh, but
Would
we've
that
all
be Mama
encountered
Soup?
that one cat. Yeah, Mama Soup scares me. I'm gonna have like weird nightmares about her.
Kind of has a real fierce look, guys, but it's a unique thing that maybe somebody's going to be really into. But she looks fierce, and I'm not sure that I love her name. There's a few names actually that I'm like, I'd be swapping out, but I like more human-y type names for my animals. So just know that these names are not permanent. If you adopt one of these adorable cats, you are totally able to change their names. So should we run through the list of their names?
We'll start with Dillinger. He's a male cat. He was at the top
Mhm.
of the list. He looks like he loves to nap, and he is definitely got some tiger in him as well, tiger cat, along with the Maine Coon. A couple of the things that I'll mention right off the bat that are Maine Coon traits are the little tufts off their
Yeah.
ears. The size of their paws are a big indicator that there is Maine Coon present as well. And then they also have a very distinct little chatter thing that they do. So, like, if you feel like your Maine Coon is making bird noises, it is because it is in its inherent nature to be a skilled hunter. So there is a very unique thing that I learned when I met my wife, and she had already had these two cats that these cats do in a windowsill and still do to this day. It's adorable. At first, it's very unsettling because you think there's something wrong with your cat. There's nothing wrong with your cat. It's just what they do. And then in time, it becomes like their most endearing trait.
That's hysterical.
It's pretty
I
great.
didn't know that either. So you've now taught me something too. Uh, Kind of creepy,
Yeah. Well, here's the
but
thing too, is they're very social cats, right?
sure.
They love being around people. Both of my cats really enjoy music. Like genuinely, like you put on certain things, like for the bigger of the two, Mia, if I put on Little Earthquakes by Tori Amos, she will find a spot as close to me as she can and just like do her little huddle down and do the cat thing where she just closes her eyes and puts her chin up and just chills.
Well, Mia has great taste in music, so that's
Yeah.
wonderful.
Anything piano, anything female, anything chill, she's 100% down. Um,
Love her.
Yeah, the thing you do have to watch with Maine Coons, and we learned this with the one, is they have a tendency to pack on weight. So you've got to be really mindful of their diet because they're already a big breed of cat. Like a purebred Maine Coon can be anywhere between like 25 and 30 pounds.
Hmm. For the
But
males, right? The females are a little bit smaller.
typically, yes, not in the case of the Dixon household where my female was somewhere between 25, 26, 27, somewhere in that range at her biggest. And it's a lot like a lot of the dogs that we feature, the pitties and stuff. They're strong cats. They're
Yeah.
not fat cats. They're very fluffy on top of a very linebacker-esque frame.
Okay.
But
And aren't they one
personality
of the
wise,
largest
what's that?
domesticated cat? Aren't they the largest domesticated cat breed? Am I mistaken with that?
Legal cat breeds, yes.
Okay,
They're definitively smaller than like the domesticated lynx that you have to have like the special license for and whatnot that are
sure.
like but as far as like just regular old house cats, yeah, by far the biggest.
I think that's super cool.
Yeah.
Um, who do you have next listed? Because I've separated mine by boys and girls.
Oh, next on my list, and you're gonna hate this name, but I love this name and I love this dude, Crunch and Munch.
Oh, come on.
Now, I would call him Crunch, right? Like, but for the
Fine.
paperwork, Crunch and Munch is a pretty dope name for a cat that is the color of caramel corn.
He is. I was thinking like Captain Crunch, but
Yeah.
yes,
Well, with the white and then the tan and brown, he does look like a popped piece of caramel corn.
I accept. All
There
right.
you go.
Well, and Crunch is kind of a fun name for Syracuse, so maybe Crunch should stay.
Yeah, and he's a handsome dude. Uh my next one is Bowden.
Super cute. Love this.
Doesn't look the most Maine Coony. Of all of them, he is the least Maine Coon. He has a Maine Coon head and then just a regular street cat body.
Well, that's why he's kind of cute. Like he looks like he's going to be probably more petite than all of them.
Exactly. Like that. If you don't want a 20-pound cat that likes to sleep on your chest at night, Bowden's probably the one you want.
All right.
Because at most he's 4 pounds.
Somebody to
Next
adopt Bowden.
next is probably the one that I would say is the most Maine Coon of all of them, and it's Celine Dion.
Ah,
Not the Celine Dion, our Celine Dion.
should you put up a picture of Celine Dion as well next to her? I feel like maybe you should.
I'll probably lead with her. She's got like the one ear thing, and
She looks like a
she's
massive cat. Like she's looks very like angelic, and so that's probably why they stuck that name with her because maybe she too likes to sing with the voice of an angel. I don't know.
well with the fluff that the Maine Coons have, it almost looks like, especially the female ones, are wearing an evening gown, like a
Yeah,
flowing gown. So it makes sense with Celine Dion.
I accept. I think it's perfect.
Up next, I have Estelle, who is a kitten.
She's so cute.
I think she might be the most adorable kitten I've ever seen in my life.
Her eyes, like I was a wicked sucker. Her and Bowden, but her eyes especially looks like she's kind of like wearing like makeup. And I was like, oh, like you are just really pretty. You are a pretty cat.
She looks a lot like the smaller of my two, except mine is more orange than brown, but
Okay.
the same like white around the nose, white chest, 3 white feet, 1 black feet.
So adorable.
So yeah, that if you're looking for a kitten, Estelle is 100% the cutest one available in the area right now. I have Jenny's favorite next. His name is Roland.
I love this. Well, so we were talking a little bit before the show about the fact that I wanted to feature some cats today, and I said that I love Schitt's Creek. So that's why the name Roland should 1000% stay. Whoever adopts him, don't change the name. I think it's hysterical.
Roland is the one with the best marking. He's got this white patch that sort of connects to the white on his snoot and chest, and it almost kind of looks like a teardrop, and it's adorable.
He's beautiful.
He
Don't
really
change.
is. He actually looks like the male version of our kitten almost. He almost looks like the male counterpart to Estelle, but he's obviously an adult cat. He's another one that I don't think it would probably top 12 to 15 pounds at most, full grown.
Right.
Monopoly is next. She is a female, and she is also not what I would call very Maine Coony.
So let's change her name just for the sake of the show. And I think her name should be Mona. Much more fitting. Monopoly is just kind of like, is it a boy or is it a girl? And if I were you, I would not want to just have to tell everybody. I'd just be like, her name's Mona, and then just leave it at that. Because she kind of looks like a cat who might not be smiling all the time. So there you go.
And who wants to even risk a lawsuit from Parker Brothers?
See? Nope.
The next one is my personal favorite. Her name is Toga. She is 100% Maine Coon. The and she's a fully black Maine Coon, which is a relatively rare thing to see. Like
Like,
she has some gray or white spots to her the way they do in their bloom of the fluff, but she is a black Maine Coon, and it's so cool.
so, well, there's your favorite. Maybe you need a third.
Two is a lot. Two is a lot.
All right, so somebody adopt Toga before Dixon does something crazy too.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that my two are like sisters. They're a year apart, so they fight like sisters. I can't imagine what the dynamic would be with a new cat in the house.
Yeah,
I would
that
rather
doesn't.
get another Mr. Wiggles, like an exact clone of him, and try and work that in than to work a new cat into this household. Ugh. So let's see who's next. Madison is another black Maine Coon that is less Maine Coon than our previous black cat Toga.
So, but also super rare kind of coloring. So if that's something you're into,
Uh,
guys, get these applications in.
yeah, they're not going to last long. And then finally, it's I don't want to say she's my least favorite, but she scares the life out of me.
I just kind of feel like you could see her like crouching on top of like a cupboard, like ready to like bat your hat off your head when you come in. Like
We've all
that's
seen
kind of,
the like the TikToks of like the cats that like sneak up and smack the other cat,
yeah.
right? This is her.
She's like an HBIC. I don't know. Like that's kind of that's Mama Soup.
Yeah. And again, she is a gorgeous, gorgeous cat. But I'm gonna forewarn you, she's got an attitude.
Just from her picture.
Yeah. Those eyes don't exist without there being an attitude.
She's kind of like saying like I do what I want when I want. Like, and that's just her. And if you can accept those traits, then Mama Soup is that's your girl.
Yes. And I also feel like Mama Soup is like that cat that's perfect for like your grandparents who don't have a pet but want a
Mhm.
pet.
Yeah,
So I feel like Mama Soup is also very independent.
yeah. I could see that. She definitely has that type of like look about her. So
Yeah.
but yeah, so that is we literally did, right?
That's
Nine
all of
cats
them. That's all of them. I
or
do
10.
think that
I can't count.
three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. Nine.
9. Okay. I'm just losing my mind. Don't worry, everybody. Uh
It's all right. We're all a little scattered. It's that time of the year. And
it, it, it
speaking
is.
of that time of the year, we started last week with some kind of like tips and tricks or do's and don'ts, wherever you want to classify them, as far as the upcoming Thanksgiving holiday and what is and is not appropriate to give our canine friends. And Jenny, since she's very well prepared and very thoughtful, went and got us some details on what to potentially avoid or definitely avoid, but what is safe for your cats come
Mhm.
Thanksgiving. So I think a lot of people just assume, oh, cats eat birds, turkeys are birds. Let's just let the cat have the turkey.
I was kind of just really blown away because, anyways, like I, in my brain of not owning a cat currently, kind of just assume cats are really picky. So they're going to eat something if it's good for them and they won't eat it if it's not. I apologize because that's not true. And I have now learned that like turkey fat and gravy can cause pancreatitis in your cat. So you definitely want to avoid anything that's like really fatty. Um, and the other one that I totally thought would be like acceptable, it would be like stuffing because it's, I don't know, bread. So maybe they'll have like a few bites of it and get over it. Um, Not true, everybody. So a lot of people like to season their stuffing with like onions, or chives, leeks, garlic, and all of those things are really unhealthy for cats and they actually toxic to them. So they too, just like our dog friends, can't have like raisins, craisins, those types of things. Like the skin can cause some like gastro issues. So you want to avoid those. And that made sense to me. But when we ran into the onions, chives, garlic, leek thing, I was like, wait, what? Um, So now I need to do some more research on, can dogs consume that then, or is this something that's like specific to our feline friends? But before you put a plate on the floor, make sure you're doing your research. Maybe just buy them like one of those fancy cat, a different type of wet food and mix it into their dry food for Thanksgiving dinner so it feels like they're having something different, but also you don't have to have the headache and stress of which emergency vet can I get my cat to because something's obviously wrong.
Yeah, most cats in general, at least in my experience, love bread, right? So like maybe before you make the stuffing, right? Like if you do want to share your meal with your feline friends, take some of that chicken broth that you're going to use to make your stuffing and some of the unseasoned bread and set that aside,
Right.
right? Like because they don't care that you didn't bake it. They're a cat,
Right.
right?
And I
Like
think
so
that
like
we all kind of get into our head of like this personifying and being like, oh, like they want it baked the same way that I do. And maybe we've spoiled our animals to a point where they do prefer things warm. I get it. Like I am no saint over here. But definitely make sure that you are doing that due diligence. Make sure that whatever you're giving them, bland is better. Get rid of those fats because I tell you what, you want to be on a couch eating pie while you are stuffed and not calling around to emergency vets because something's wrong. So protect your cat friends.
at the very least, if you need a rule of thumb, stick to white meat, skinless turkey for your cats. Safest thing on the table for them.
Absolutely.
Perfect. Well, once again, those are our tips for our feline friends. We'll have some more as the holidays progress. We all know that you know, cats also like shiny stuff. So if you're gonna adopt one of these cats, bear in mind that Christmas is coming, and
Uh-huh.
yeah, your tree might not be safe. So putting that out there. And I'll tell you this too from experience: neither of my cats give any attention to our Christmas tree whatsoever. Like I was
Hey,
dreading it, and they both just act like it's not there. They don't care. They just don't
see,
care. The cat that
we'll
I
chat
have
about
two,
ways
yeah,
to, we can definitely chat about ways to kind of protect your tree and your animals. So
yeah.
those tips are coming up.
We'll do that as we go. And once again, Forever Friends Animal Rescue, Pennelville, New York. The details will be up on the screen, as will pictures of all 9 of these adorable Maine Coon blend cats. Toga looks to me like the closest to a full-blown Maine Coon is I've ever seen. So there is a variety from very Maine Coon to very little Maine Coon. You can tell that they're all from the same family. If you want, and I can tell you this from experience, get 2 of them, right? Like take a pair so that they then have, because they all know each other.
That's right.
They're already familiar with one another. You take them out of a setting where there's 9 of them together into a solo experience. It might just be easier on the cat if you were to grab one of their friends, find out which one they pal around with. Then you've got
Mhm.
2. They keep each other company and they're very social with each other. Mine are, I know Maine Coons love to interact. They almost have like a weird border collie nature to them where there's a routine and they need work.
Well, I think that it is possible to get all these kids home for the holidays. So I'm counting on whoever is watching and listening that they are going to reach out to their friends. I've seen tons of posts lately, like that people are interested in getting cats. Well, guys, here is a plethora of them. So reach out to our friends at Friends Forever and get one of these cats a home or 2.
So that's going to wrap things up for us. We've got 9 adoptable cats. Friends Forever Animal Rescue. Jenny, thank you so much for all of the information and for bringing these cats to our attention. Go get 1, 2, or 3 of these cats as soon as humanly possible. They'll make a great addition to your family for the holidays. Can't thank you enough, Jenny. We'll see you next week.
We'll see you then.
This is our community animal rescue effort brought to you by the Law Office of William Matar, Invisible Fence, and the Roofing Guys for 95X.